Vinyl Community, Steve here, FlipSideCT. Last two videos I had were reviews, Neil Young's latest Hitchhiker and Greg Allman's last album. Check it out if you haven't seen it. I did what I could. Hopefully you could see it. But here's a few that I got. Actually, there's one big one here. But I'm going to jump in and talk about the typical one I needed. I didn't believe I didn't have this, and this is Traffic, of course. Always thought this was Keith Moon, but this is a must-have. This is one with a UPC code, so it's not. I wanted to have it just so I could listen to it. These were from the store. This one also I saw it at a flea market, and I kicked myself for not getting it for $5. I did find it at the store in pristine condition. Foghat's second one, hard rock. Wonderful work on this. We know, a lot of people know Foghat from '77, Time Frame, they're live, but this is really good straight rock and roll, blues, hard rock, whatever you want to call it, what they're about here. I'm going to use that word. This is one of those underrated albums, but give this a listen to out there. You'll be surprised. Art Tatum. This is just called Masterpieces, double album for Sunday afternoon pleasure, reading time, relaxing time. So a friend of mine told me, hey, you want to go to a record store a couple weeks ago? And I said, where? And he told me, and I said, there's a new record store there? And it was pretty, it's nearby our homes. And anyway, I wound up going there another time by myself, and I videotaped it. And why don't you check this out? So here I am in downtown Bridgeport, in an isolated area, and the archive music is actually located in this building. So your name is?
Hi, I'm Brandon Upson. I am co-owner of the archive here, and this is our store. And we sell everything from Blu-rays, DVDs, VHS to vinyl records, record players. We have some posters, we have some shirts, we have a little bit of everything.
How long have you been in business?
Right now for 3 months. We actually, all the co-owners, including myself, we all come from the home video company Vinegar Syndrome, which is also based here in Bridgeport, Connecticut. And with Vinegar Syndrome, we do a lot of grindhouse, exploitation, horror film restorations. We put them on Blu-ray. We are known for our quality in preserving these films, and we kind of try to use that to make a record store just a little bit different than what you would normally see. This one's a mix of both the movies and the music, and it's just something you don't really find around here.
So, some typical stuff. These guys, open this place up, like you heard, with their own records. I guess they're getting some records. I just picked up a Van Morrison, of course. No guru, no method, no teacher. Just one of them from '86 I didn't have. So I wanted to walk out of there with something. Good store. I could go back there, check it out. Prices were average, and it's a place to hang out. And I went to a second store in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and it had ideal stuff because it had old books and old trains and pictures and things I love to see at flea markets, but also record selections. And I started looking through the records, and I pick up and I see things I could buy for $6 or $20. So it was an older gentleman there. I wasn't gonna rip him up, and I just behaved and just looked and said thank you very much. Then went to another record store, which I just found out opened up about a year ago, and here's some footage of there. Very simple, in the sense of a record store, trying to make it cozy with a listening station, a place to sit down. But hey, it's a record store, a lot of new records. The older ones are good for some people who want to start a record collection. Maybe didn't hit it for me, but anyway, here we go. So I did have to pick up $1 record, which had 4 ragtime records in here. My wife and I like to listen to some ragtime music. It's fun. But I did see, I did want to support them, and I did buy the Chris Robinson Brotherhood. Any Way You Love, We Know How You Feel. When did this come out? 2016. This one is good. It's not as good as some of the others I've heard, but I wanted to support them and just get an album. I can't say I don't like it. I do like it. I don't think it's outstanding though. But again, Neil Castle on here and Chris Robertson. Just some drawings. Anyway, don't want to get too deep in here, but this is what else I picked up at the other store. My friend Ron, he has a what do you want to call it? A garage sale, a record store garage sale. Once a month. Well, it was during the summer. It may still have it. If you look on Craigslist in Connecticut, you might find it in Stratford, Connecticut, and he sells outside his garage. I picked this up. Amazing album. I really didn't know too much about Country Joe, but this is one hell of an album. I just really, really enjoyed this. Horrible name, great album. What else can I say? I'm really impressed, and I know their other one is good too. So that's on my list. We went to a store right after. He has, what's that store called? Barnes and Noble. Yeah, it was Barnes and Noble discount. So this album was out there, and I got a good discount, got a good break on this album. This has been on my list. I don't have it. Division Bell, Pink Floyd. I'm not going to go into it. We all know it, but it was on my list. Okay. Next two albums are Discog finds, and a while ago I talked about the new Chris Robinson Brotherhood Band's album and how great it was, and I really enjoyed it. And I forgot, apologize, somebody told me, did I check these guys out? I checked these guys out, and I said, oh yeah. So I did look into the Magpie Salute. Now, look at how many band members are here. This is Rich Robinson's band that he put together. Double album, sort of live. It just doesn't sound like it's live recording. It's so good and so powerful. Just a rockin', amazing album.
Every line is a valley, a river, a sign of a mission. Every time I can have it between my sides, it's a mission. I wanna be free, wanna take on me from a mission. So I gotta inspire to the naked eye, mission.
What's cool? He's got the Black Crowes backing him up. So if you like the Black Crowes, I recommend this album. Totally rocking, different than Richard's solo work. Amazing stuff, and what's really cool is the guitarist who was with the Black Crowes, and he's drawing a blank, but the keyboard is on there, bass player, and the other guitarist was in a Pink Floyd, I don't know, tribute band, whatever. But anyway, so they do some live songs here of covers, and one of them is "Fearless" from Pink Floyd.
You say you like to see me try.
They also do Ronnie Lane's song, Glad and Sorry. Wonderful. And then Bob Marley, Time Will Tell, a reggae song. But there is a song here for Rich Robinson that he wrote. Who's the guy's name? He's got to be on here. Oh man, I'm losing it. But there is one song here written by Chris Robinson and Rich Robinson. Mark Ford, I think his name is. Mark Ford. Play with the Crows. And then, like I said, a Pink Floyd cover band, so they covered Fearless. Rockin' album. Listen to this one if you get a chance. Just kick ass. Like I said, it's like played, I believe, live. Here's another one, and again, here is a tie-in to Chris Robinson Brotherhood, and I'm not going to go into too much of information about this except the turn-on of this band, which is called Hardworking Americans. And this guy's name is Todd Snyder. He's got an interesting background, a deep, rough voice, Dr. John, but anyway, Neil Castle is the guitarist here, and why I dove into this, because Chris Robinson Brotherhood, and some other things. Neil is just wonderful. Has been speaking highly about him. But I don't know why they had to put his picture in here. But this band is just rocking.
Them in stone. I said, shit, man, that sounds like too much work for just one man alone. He said anyone could do it. I wouldn't need no help. I said, screw it, damn man, do it yourself. I said, do it yourself. It's complicated.
A very cool album. Few songs that are a little weak, but this is a psychedelic blues, vocals strong, guitars just cool, and lyrics are really, really wonderfully done. Wonderful lyricist. There's a song in here, I think it's Ascending into Madness.
Hypocrisy that they show. Well, the show is just another way. Yeah, sounding a madness.
Just outstanding. So, highly recommending this if you could look into this. There's some live album they just have released. I don't know what their earlier one is, but you could look them up. Of course, when I saw this, hey, we're the hardworking Americans. Anyway, rest in chaos. Now, when I was first listening to this, I didn't realize, and I heard a lot of bass. When you hear a lot of bass in a song, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Yeah, Mr. Ludwig. And lo and behold, they recorded it in Maine, up in Portland, at Ludwig Studio. And you really could hear that sound. Anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. This is one I check out. It's not for everyone. Yeah, and there's some shows coming up. I did go to a show last week. I had some really cool scores there. I'll show that video. I know I mentioned I went to Vegas. I'll mention what went on there. Nothing too exciting, I'll tell you. But anyway, that is what I got, is those albums. Happy with them, listening to them. And again, if it's something I'm not going to listen to 6 to 8 months from now, I'm getting rid of them. I'm trying to deplete it and get things I really am going to enjoy. And again, I'm waiting for Keith Richards to come over, or Jimmy Page, so they could say, oh, this is cool. That's about it. And thanks, new subscribers. Hey, you're jumping on. I appreciate it. Hopefully you're getting something out of it. Talk soon. Bye-bye.